Louise, independent consultant with the Pampered Chef. Today I want to show you a quick and easy brunch recipe called the ham and cheese brunch squares. This recipe is perfect when feeding a large crowd or if you like to have breakfast for dinner. To get started, we will need a dozen eggs, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 ounces of Colby Jack cheese, roughly 2 to 3 Roma tomatoes, 3 to 4 green onions, 6 ounces of thick cut ham, and 10 hash brown patties. So let's get started. I will be using the large bar pan. And all I'm going to do is break apart the hash brown patties and lay them on the bottom of the bar pan. So you need these to be defrosted. Now that the hash browns are all crumbled up in the bar pan, we're just going to spread them out. This is forming our crust. To this we will need to add some grated Colby Jack cheese. So now I'm going to grate the cheese using our adjustable cheese grater. We will need half of the cheese for the crust, and then we'll save the other half for the topping for later. So we'll just sprinkle half of the cheese onto the hash browns. Okay. And we will reserve the other half for later. Now this is ready to go into a preheated 450 degrees oven for 11 to 15 minutes. Now let's cut the ham. So to make things easier, I'm going to use our food chopper to cut our ham into little pieces. Right here. Now that our ham is all chopped, we need to saute that in a little saute pan. All right. And while that's sauteing, we also need to cut our green onions. So we're just going to cut the tops off, the little furry ends, and we're going to cut the white and part of the light green to saute with the ham, and then we're going to save some of the green tops for a topping for when the dish is finished. Okay. And then this part here will be our topping. Okay. While the ham and onions are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and crack the eggs. All right, now that the eggs are cracked, we're just going to whisk them together. Add a little salt and pepper. And continue whisking. Now we're going to add the eggs to the softened cream cheese. And whisk that all together. Okay, let's check on our ham and onions. And we're just going to let it cool slightly before adding it to the eggs, otherwise we'll have scrambled eggs. Okay, so it's been about 2 to 3 minutes and the ham and onions have cooled slightly, so we're going to add them to the cream cheese and egg mixture. It's okay if you have a few little lumpy bumpies from the cream cheese, because when it goes back into the oven it'll all melt out. Okay, we'll just give this a stir. And our crust should be ready. There we go. So they are nice and golden brown. So now I'm just going to add the egg mixture to the hash browns and cheese. And this is going to go back into the oven for about 5 to 8 minutes, or until your egg is set. While the eggs are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get our tomatoes ready. They go on as a topping. So we need roughly 2 to 3 Roma tomatoes. And I want to take out all the insides because that'll just make our egg dish too wet and moist. So I'm just going to use the little corn more to take out all the insides. Now I'm just going to dice these tomatoes into small little pieces. There we go. Now we're just going to wait for our egg dish to finish cooking. See if it's ready now. Oh, looks good. All right, here we have ham and cheese brunch squares. All that is left to do is add the toppings. So here is the rest of the Colby Jack cheese, the other half. Just add that to the top. It'll just melt on. Go. We're going to add our chopped tomatoes. Just sprinkle these on. Looks good. And lastly, we're going to add our green onion tops, just for a little color. Looks pretty and festive, doesn't it? So this is just your starting ground. The possibilities are endless. So instead of the ham, try some sausage. You could also add some jalapeno peppers, green or red bell pepper. And here we have the ham and cheese brunch squares. I sure hope you make this the next time you are feeding a crowd or would like breakfast for dinner. Happy cooking! These are all the products that were used to make the recipe today. If you see anything that you would like in your kitchen, please check out my website. where you can place an order, find other recipes, or even join my team.